Great, Miss. Greetings and joining us on behalf of our Rockstar Chicago High School business entrepreneurs and our HBCU business entrepreneur undergrads from Howard, Hampton, Morgan State University, and Clark Atlanta is a very, very special guest. She is on the Mount Rushmore of all-time performing arts greats of our generation. She is a New York best-selling author, 2020 award-winning digital creator of the year, iconic comedian, whom has helped tens of billions, with the B, billions, laugh their way through the COVID-19 pandemic. Globally acclaimed Netflix series, Sarah Cooper, Everything's Fine. She is not only beautiful, but brilliant as the smartest student in the University of Maryland's proud 165-year legacy. Go Terrapins. She is the real life version of Wonder Woman, Miss Sarah Cooper.
That is the best introduction I have ever received in my life. Thank you, Stanley.
So next time you're on the red carpet, take me with you. So thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule. As I said at the top, um, the CEO of the co-CEO of the top girls mentoring program in the city of Chicago. Miss Martin is in the house, and she will be assisting me with some of the students' questions and some of our HBCU student questions as well. Uh, Take it away, Miss Martin.
Yes, it's really nice to meet you. Thank you so much for joining us. So, like Stanley said, I'm Janet Martin. My sister Jennifer is also going to be joining us, but we're the co-founders of the Beauty and Brains. Oh, and my name says Beauty and Brains organization, so I should probably change that to Janet Martin. But yeah, we're the co-founders of Beauty and Brains, and basically what we do in Chicago is focus on providing educational resources, scholarships, and networking opportunities to young Black women as they progress through college, graduate school, and then on to their professional careers. So really building that sisterhood in Chicago. So we're really excited to get a chance to talk with you today because you're just such an inspiration for everything that you've done and everything that you continue to do. And so my first question is just so we get a sense of what life is like for you. What is your everyday schedule like?
Well, thank you so much for having me, Janet. It's so nice to meet you, and congratulations on your organization. I think that's amazing that you started something to help other people. And would have loved to have been part of something like this when I was in college. I My days are just so random. Like yesterday, I was just working on an audition all day, and just recording it by myself, and then. I'm working on a memoir, and that's coming out in June. So I've been editing that memoir. I sent it to a comedian friend of mine who's giving me notes. I sent it to my sister who told me to take out all the curse words, which was very sweet of her. So I'm probably not going to take some of her advice, but so a lot of it is just writing and sometimes putting together auditions. I'm working on other writing projects, but a lot of time right now is spent kind of here at home just working on stuff. Yeah.
Love that. Do you enjoy it more now that you seem like you have like time to kind of relax and create your own schedule?
I do. I really do. I feel very lucky. I feel very fortunate to be able to make a living doing what I absolutely love doing. It's not something that everyone gets to do. So for me, I just absolutely love writing. So the fact that I'm getting paid to write things is just amazing.
I love it. We love it. Yeah, that's really the goal in life to get everybody to discover their purpose and really get to do what it is they love. And hopefully more and more people as time goes on get to experience that we're transitioning from that kind of just work hard mentality to really just finding your purpose and being happy and it'll
Yeah.
come to you. So I love that. Stanley, do you want me to ask the next question or do you want somebody else to go first?
Oh man, I see your twin. I see your twin.
Yes, I
Yes,
do.
hi everybody.
Hi.
We
I'm
both
Janet, Jennifer's sister.
You're Jennifer.
Hi, Jennifer. That's my mom's
Jennifer,
name.
sister. Did I say that?
You said I'm Janet, Jennifer's sister. I don't know what
Interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Take it away, Jen.
Okay. So our next question is in being such a dominant force, where did you inherit your monster work ethic? Like how did you attain the self-discipline to keep yourself working so hard and become?
Well, I think I got to give a shout out to my Jamaican heritage. I'm born in Jamaica. My whole family is Jamaican. They don't know anything but working hard. And my dad, grew up in the, middle of Jamaica without shoes, and now he owns 3 houses in America. Like he is the American dream. Like, I don't even know if the American dream exists anymore, but to be able to go from nothing to everything that my parents had, like you just had to keep trying. Every time they could have, afford something better or something more, they would go for it. My dad knows everything about taxes, investing, like real estate. I mean, it bores me to tears, but at the same time, like that's how he was able to get so far, is because he didn't just think, I'm going to do a job and get one paycheck. He thought, no, I'm going to do something with the money that I had and do something with it. So I'm not good with money, but I love being creative. And so whenever I feel like I have a creative idea, I have to explore it. Even if the last creative idea didn't go very well, it's like there's just something in me that like I got to keep trying. And I think when you find that thing that you love doing and you can't help it, like even if people are telling you no, you still want to do it. When you find that thing, like that's the thing that you should be doing.
I agree 110%. Like very
That grit and perseverance definitely will take you farther than I feel like anything else.
Yeah.
I feel like just loving what you do makes you, it doesn't feel like work.
Right. If you feel like you're forcing yourself to do, there's some things you kind of have to force yourself to do, but like I tried a podcast. I started a podcast. I just didn't like it. After 6 months, I gave it up because it just wasn't for me. Everyone says start a podcast, but if that's not what you want to do, don't do it.
Exactly. If it's not for you, you'll feel the blockage. You'll feel that it feels kind of draining, that you're not looking forward to it. But when it's something that's for you, the work doesn't even feel like work. It doesn't feel hard. You just do it. And it can be hours on it and you go to sleep happy, like, oh, that was a good day. Like,
exactly.
Go ahead, Jen. You want to ask the next question?
Sure. I came in late, so I don't know what you asked already. So I don't want to,
I sent them to you for where to start. You can start at the very first one.
Okay, cool. We'll see what I want to know. Cool. Well, I guess, yeah. So we just talked about, it kind of ties into what we were just talking about. So just how important is your time management skills with, trying to do so many things. You said you want to try all these creative projects. So.
I just realized I'm not wearing pink, but my
love that
water bottle is pink, so I think that's good. Time management. I mean, listen, this is my book here. I write down, I try to mark every hour what I'm going to be doing. Do I follow this? No, but I try. I just make an effort, because like if you wake up and you're just like, I have no idea what I'm going to do today, then you'll get nothing done. So if I at least have an idea of the things that I want to get done, then I'll maybe get like 3 or 4 of those things done. And so I feel like just thinking ahead, planning ahead a little bit is very helpful. But at the same time, you got to make room for things to come up and take you off your path, because sometimes the thing that takes you off your path will lead you even faster to the thing that you wanted than you could have imagined. So I like to have a plan, but I also like to just like leave some space for things to come up.
So it's kind of easy for you to, change course or get redirected. I feel like for me, if something kind of throws my path, like, how I intended for my day to go, the day is shot because you just ruined everything I said I was going to do. Right. But no, I feel like setting that intention is definitely like the most important. I feel like I'm a planner. I have my huge planner here. I sticky notes everywhere, all of that stuff. So that's why I'm like, if you mess this up, like I can't function. Like it just won't happen. But
I feel like I have insight kind of on both sides. Like I'm definitely also a planner, but I also think like the transition for most people needs to be like living in flow. Like things are going to come up, things are going to shift. Sometimes your energy isn't going to be there. And it's like, it's for a reason. So it's like, you pay attention to what that reason is, or you just go with kind of what you feel. You have this plan, but it may just not work out today, and that's okay. And
I love the word intention, because it's like, I have these big dreams. Like I really would like to have my own TV show. I just don't know exactly how that's going to happen. I can't write a step 1, 2, 3 for that. I just have no idea. So it's
Literally,
really like every day doing what I think I need to get there, but then also realizing it might come from a place that I just didn't see coming, you know.
literally, like your steps will be just if you're living in alignment, it just kind of guides you there. Like you know
Yeah.
where you're headed. You can have a plan and have these intentions, but sometimes the path is not what you thought it was.
Right, exactly. Like even with my videos that like blew me up, like I didn't plan for that. You know, like I can't say, oh, you know, you need a pandemic to really blow up. You know, like then you know we just need a pandemic every year, which we don't want. So yeah,
Exactly. No, absolutely. I feel like so many girls can just learn from just your mindset and the way you handle your days and stuff. Like everybody just needs to get out of being so stressed all the time and kind of just
yeah,
let life flow a little bit. It's gonna just happen.
yeah, yeah. Although it's hard sometimes, you know, if like you're struggling with money or things like that, like it's really
Absolutely.
hard to be creative when you feel like, you know, you need to just pay rent, you know, things like that. So it's also about doing what you need to do to like ease those stresses in your life so that you can be creative. And sometimes that's just like, oh, you got it. Like I had to take a day job, you know, like you just have to do that sometimes. So.
Yeah. So definitely just managing time management, but also managing like yourself, finding ways to work with yourself, managing that stress. 'Cause I feel like just even if it's money or if it's just like, you know, obligations, other responsibilities, like if you feel like you're drowning or, you know, trying to keep up somewhere else, like you can't put that energy where you might necessarily want to or what
Exactly.
might be more creative and fulfilling for you.
Hmm.
So it's being able to find balance in those spaces, which, you know,
Yeah.
we love. It's all about balance.
All
So
about balance.
the key.
And the other thing I learned was like, you know, I would get asked to do things that like I kept getting asked to speak at business conferences, but I kind of like had spoken at a bunch of them and didn't really want to do that anymore. But I felt bad saying no, especially as a black woman, because I felt like, what if they just replaced me with another like white guy? And then all of a sudden there was no diversity at that conference and it's my fault, you know, and all that stuff. But then all I did was just like ask a bunch of like my friends, like, is anybody else interested in this? And so now I have this list of women who are all interested in speaking at business conferences. So I can give that list to anybody who asks me so that they can still find someone, you know, else who is qualified and great to do it. So like if there are things that you don't want to do, just figure out a way to like still help, you know,
Right.
but focus on the things that you want to do. You know?
That's really good advice. I love that. Yeah. Okay. So our next question is kind of going into your books. What was the inspiration behind both of your outstanding books? First, How to Be a Successful Without Hurting Men's Feelings, and 100 Tricks to Appear Smart in Meetings.
I think both of them is really just observing myself in the workplace and just really like a lot of times you get into a meeting and you're just performing, you're just pretending like you know what you're talking about when really you have no idea what you're talking about. And I just noticed that a lot of people do that in meetings. And so 100 Tricks to Appear Smart in Meetings was basically just me observing, like, usually it was a dude who would come in and like just blah, 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 blah. And you just have no idea what they're saying. And so I was kind of making fun of that, but I was also like making fun of myself because I was supposed to be paying attention in meetings, but all I was doing was watching the guys, like what they were saying. So, and then How to Be Successful Without Hurting Men's Feelings. That was just like, as a woman working in tech, like I found myself like minimizing myself, like worrying about smiling too much or smiling too little or being nice, being approachable, like exclamation points in my emails, smiley faces, like just trying to be, you know, as approachable as possible. And so I just kind of wanted to make fun of that because I feel like women do that all the time where they're just like, let me be as nice as I can be, but we don't. I just wish we could just be ourselves a lot more, you know, the way that I feel like a lot of guys can just kind of be themselves at work, you know.
Yeah, no, I feel like our whole platform is based off that. You know, our kind of key thing is like you have to bring your full self into everything you do
Yeah.
to be, you know, fulfilled or satisfied or really, you know, I feel like you're making your mark in that space that you're in. And, you know, for Black women, especially, that's so hard because we do get that stigma or it's easy to have that perception that, you know, things that we do come off more angry or aggressive. And, you know, so we have to exclamation point, smiley, and, you know, oh yes, I love this and everything, you know, overcompensate for that when really like that isn't necessary. I'm in this space because I deserve to be. I'm as qualified as everybody else here. And if that's the way you feel, like that's a personal thing. So just kind of, you know, we don't want to shift that narrative. And so
Literally, we're just trying to instill the confidence. I feel like what brings that about is confidence, being confident in yourself that I'm meant to be here. And then kind of once you feel that confidence, you'll stop diminishing yourself or changing who you are, changing your personality. Because you'll feel that I belong here no matter how I am. And you don't take everybody's reactions to you as personally because you're so confident within yourself. So that's really what we're about as an organization. So I love that you just said that, because it just ties so perfectly and why it matters so much, because even someone like yourself experiences the same things that young women across the world and that we experience ourselves, which is how we started, just observing ourselves, like you said.
Exactly. Yeah. And hopefully with more women in the workforce, we will all be more confident and we can support each other more. I think that's really important too.
Yeah, no, definitely. We had a conversation with someone else a while back just about how, we talk about how other people can be allies or supports, like to us and make those spaces, a little bit easier to navigate. But also, how can we do that for ourselves? Like, how are we also hindering other Black women? How are we seeing them as, competition instead of just, friends and, like our, family or, in the sisterhood together? So it definitely goes both ways. I feel like hopefully it's not, as common and things like that, but I've run into it. We all do. So it happens. Sad.
Yeah, it's really easy to see the only other woman in the room as your competition, because oftentimes there is like only one spot for the woman. It's true in tech, it's true in comedy, it's the same thing. But no, I mean, you join forces with that woman and you will both go much further than you would be trying to compete with each other.
Exactly. Definitely a better together kind of mindset.
Over competition, 100%.
Of course, not all women. I'm sure there's some like mean women out there, but
hopefully we can inspire them to learn to be a little nicer, because that comes from an internal place of hurt too. So hopefully we can change that too.
Yeah, no. There's the two sayings, nobody supports Black women like Black women, but there's also, like, I don't support all women, so some are really just, they can take a lesson, but that is also what, we try to do and why to help. But moving on, I like this goes back into kind of what we were talking about before, just about, like being led, having your steps kind of be directed and seeing where that takes you. So, when you did your first, video comedy on Donald Trump parody, and the positive feedback, did you ever think that would generate, 300 million views, so much time later?
No, absolutely not. I mean, I was trying to go viral. I wanted to create something that a lot of people would see. I mean, that was the goal of it, but I had no idea it would lead to getting an agent and getting a Netflix special. I had no idea. Speaking at the Democratic National Convention, I had no idea it would lead to all of that. So it was very surprising. And it's just another testament to like, just do what you love and, maybe something will happen one day. It took me a long time. I was trying to get like a real entertainment career for a long time. So just never know what's gonna hit.
Literally, you just have faith in the plan, enjoy every day, find something to bring you joy every day, and it'll all work out eventually.
Yeah, no, I actually went to a service with my friend like last week for her birthday, this past Sunday. And her pastor was preaching about getting your unexpected provision, which I feel like this is literally a testimony to his sermon. And he just talked about how, you get your unexpected provision by doing you. You have to do you in all aspects. You have to be true to yourself. You have to be true to who God, wanted you to be. And that's how you're going to get your unexpected provision in life and in his glory and all that stuff. So I just feel like, we love to see this. We love this story, and
we're so happy.
God is full of surprises. We can say that.
Absolutely, 100%. But he always shows us the bigger picture, and it's just like we don't know how we're gonna get there. And like me and Jennifer, we go on so many talks like this, and we always like talk to the girls about life phase and how it's ups and downs, and every down is just a preparation phase for a higher up, and then you got to go back down a little bit because you got more lessons to learn, and just back up, but literally just never know what's going to come. It's just
never know.
Grateful in the moment. Like only time you have it right now. What can you do right now? What feels good for you right now? What makes you happy? Like, just love it. Love to see it.
we have a couple more questions to ask you, Ms. Cooper, from HBCU's honor roll management student, Mariah Webster, has a couple of questions to ask you. Ms. Webster, are you there?
Yes, I am. Hi, everyone. Hi, Miss Cooper. I am just been taking mental note of everything you all have been saying. You touched on so many important topics: sisterhood, intention, love all of that. And I just want to thank you for taking the time to talk to us. So,
thank you, Mariah. Good to meet you.
Likewise. My first question is, because I do go to Howard and I noticed that you went to the University of Maryland. So I just wanted to know, what were your experiences like living in the DMV? Because I need some restaurants or some type of suggestions out here.
You are asking the wrong person. I'm so sorry. I grew up in Rockville, Maryland, and again, when you're like immigrants, we just stick together. I barely had friends. I just had my cousins and my aunts, and my uncles, and then I went 45 minutes to College Park, 45 minutes away from home, and then I never left campus. I was in the library all the time. I wasn't even doing any work. I was just sleeping in there. But I literally never went out. So I'm so sorry, but I feel like you probably know more than I do in terms of restaurants there.
No, that's fine. As a college student, I found that so relatable. I've spent a few all-nighters in the library, so yeah. I get that. My next question is, in 2020, I noticed that a Netflix special was released called Everything's Fine, and I just wanted to know, what was your inspo behind it?
My inspo was basically, it was mainly that meme. I don't know if you've seen it. It's where like this dog is drinking tea, but there's fire like all around him. And so that was the whole idea. It's just like, feels like the world is falling apart, but we're just going to pretend that everything's fine, you know? And I find myself doing that a lot lately because it does feel like a lot of things are, it's like Omicron was just like, oh, you know, just gotta get through it. It's so weird too, because at the time we shot that without vaccines. Like it was one of the first COVID, productions ever. And so we were all in masks and we were trying to deal with this thing. And we thought we were making a time capsule. We thought that in a year people would look back on it and be like, oh my God, can you remember that? But it hasn't gone away. Like it's still here and it just feels like it's never going away. So now it's just kind of like a documentary special because it's really just, we really just wanted to, like, what is it like to have to smile through everything falling apart? Like that was basically the idea behind it.
I absolutely love that idea. It was definitely needed during that time period, during this time period. Yeah, the world is falling apart, but we have to adjust. We have to adapt. So, that is awesome. I also wanted to know, because we touched on so many topics. I know you said that you would like to have a TV show. So I just wanted to know, what is next for Sarah Cooper in the next 5 years? Do you have any bucket list goals that you would like to accomplish?
Yeah, I mean, I have a memoir coming out. That's like definite. I would love to do more acting. I would love to write a short story. I'd love to. I feel like I'm a feminist. I've also have this experience in tech. A lot of people in entertainment have just been in entertainment their whole lives. So I think I really want to share that perspective. Also, like being an immigrant, being a woman, like there's so many unique things about me that I feel like hasn't been seen really in entertainment. So I feel like just bringing all of those things to whether it's a show or a movie or whatever, like that's kind of what I want to do, is kind of like be able to share my perspective creatively.
Oh my gosh, I was already a fan, but now I'm trying not to fangirl completely because I just love that answer. You know, it's we need more women to use their platform in a way like that. So I hope that you accomplish all of those goals.
Thank you so much, Mariah. I really appreciate that.
Yes. And I also just wanted to know, have you ever been to Chicago, and like, do you like the stuff in Chicago? A little homesick.
Oh, I love Chicago. I've been several times, and it's so beautiful. It gets very cold very fast. I was there, I think it dropped maybe 40 degrees in one day or something like that. So that was scary, but The shopping is amazing. It's so beautiful. The downtown is amazing. I had the best lobster roll I've ever had there. So yeah, I love Chicago.
Awesome. Okay, you passed the test. And also, you are an inspiration for so many young women like myself to prove that you can have it all. And I just wanted to know, what does it feel like to be a trailblazer, to be an inspiration, role model for so many women?
Scary. I very much shy away from trying to influence people. It's something that it doesn't come naturally to me. I'm a youngest child. I never got to make any decisions growing up. It was always my older brother, my older sister making the decisions. I was just going along with everything. So to now be at a place where I can kind of be a role model or, give people advice is like a very scary proposition. But at the same time, I feel like that's exactly why I need to be doing it. I don't want to hurt anybody. Like, I really do want to help people. So I'm the person that actually needs to speak up more than I think some other people who want to do harm, So I appreciate you seeing me that way. And I hope that, my words inspire you to find the thing that's going to bring you joy. And you really can have it all. Having it all looks different for everybody. So when you have a life that you love and you wake up and you're like, I love my life, then, that's everything. I mean, to me,
No, I completely agree. And I'm glad that you spoke on that because especially with social media and everything, people think having it all is, riches and $1 million houses and stuff like that. But really, you do create your own destiny. You create your own life. So that was a great way to look at it. Having it all is what is all for you. So
yeah.
Thank you for that.
Thank you.
I've also just wanted to know, you are a comedian, and putting yourself out there and being your authentic self can be scary. And I wanted to know, how do you kind of combat that if you ever feel nervous or overwhelmed?
Yeah, I feel really insecure all the time. I mean, I was asked to open a show the other night, and I just said no, just because I really just felt so anxious, and I really just couldn't get on stage. I just really felt like stage fright, and I feel like it's just listening to yourself. Sometimes you're not 100%, and sometimes you can't be who you're supposed to be, and so to me, just being forgiving of yourself, that you can't, some days you just need to rest, I think that's really important. The other thing that I do that I encourage everyone to do is keep a journal. And I kept a journal for a long time. I never read it. I started reading my journal and I started seeing myself. I started seeing patterns in what I was thinking about. And being able to see yourself is a superpower. If you can see what you think about, what you care about, what you want, you could actually go after those things. But if you don't know those things about yourself, you can't. So I would say write down your thoughts, what you're feeling, what you're thinking, and then go back and read it, and it'll open up so many things for you. It really did for me.
And that's a good point that you brought up, because Kevin Hart, in an interview recently, I think a couple of weeks ago, literally said it's so much pressure being Kevin Hart, because every time he just opens the door to get the morning newspaper, everyone automatically expects him to be on 150% on all the time, just walking out the door. And it's just so much pressure. There's no such thing as is that. So
yeah, and you can succumb to the pressure, but the thing is, that's my thing, is that I treat everyone like they're my boss. I gotta do, even when I was making those videos, people were like, make more videos. I was like, okay, gotta make more videos. You guys, I work for you. But you don't work for anybody. You work for yourself. You do what feels good to you. And it is hard to hold on to that sometimes.
Jennifer has a question before we close out. That's some great questions, outstanding questions from Mariah Webster, the young version of Tamron Hall at Howard University. Great job, Miss Webster.
Thank you.
Miss Martin, what's your question?
Yes, no, I feel like this is a more personal, generated question, but just you spoke a lot about journaling. I feel like you talked a lot on the things that we try to embody within our organization. And so we would love to invite you just to join us on our live or our page anytime. If you had a chance, we'd love to reach out and maybe schedule you to just talk and, you know, give some advice or anything for the girls.
Sure. Just a session just like this with you have so much incredible insight, and you literally, everything you talk about, from journaling to planning to living with intention, but leaving the door open for other things to come, and just allowing your provision to kind of lead you to where it leads you. And just everything you talk about is everything we try to teach to our girls. And we feel like you have so much experience just being on both sides, from working in corporate America and working in tech to being your own boss now and living your creative life the way you want to.
Following your passions, you know, creating that life that you want. And so we try to emphasize that balance. So we feel like you just kind of embody, you know, beauty and brains. And so we would love to have you.
I would love to, anytime.
Love that. So Stanley, would you share her contact information with us?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ladies.
Ladies
in pink. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. We also, our organization colors are pink, if you can't tell. Okay. Yeah, we love pink. We like to you don't have to wear pink or anything, but
I love pink. I absolutely love pink. In my audition yesterday, I was wearing a pink blazer.
Love that. Yes, absolutely. I should have known. You have pink water bottle.
Love it.
Everything in the color you love. So, yes.
And then in closing, before we wrap everything up, you said you was in an audition yesterday. You're global, like you're known worldwide. You still have to audition.
Oh, that is the sweetest thing anyone's ever. Sarah, you still have to audition for things? They don't just give you everything? No, they do not. They do not give me everything. I wish. There's some things that I'm offered, but most things you actually have to show that you can do the part. Yeah, which is for the best, I think, because it needs to be a good fit for you. I mean, that's one thing I realized about acting is like so much of it is who you are. You know, it's bringing the part of yourself that connects with that character. And so it's got to feel right for you too. So I actually really like auditioning. So.
And I promise this is the last question. Over the last couple of years, is there one person that you were most shocked or just taken aback? Oh, this person reached out to me and have seen my parody videos. Like one person that you were most shocked that circled back and reached out to you. Like, did Donald Trump, his crazy self, did he himself reach out? I mean,
no.
Was there anyone that you were most shocked? You know.
Well, because I was like I was struggling before those like videos came out. I was thinking about going back to Google or some job because I really wasn't sure what I was going to do. But I was still doing open mics, and I'd been doing comedy for almost 10 years. And so when I heard that Jerry Seinfeld was talking about me, that was kind of a big thing because he's been kind of like, you know, his career, like going from open mics to the Tonight Show to your own show for 10 years. Like that's kind of the dream, right? And so, when he was talking about me, that was cool.
Yeah. Where can us Chicagoans in the third largest city in the world, where can we go for that one-stop shopping source of Sarah Cooper to keep abreast on your upcoming events, 2022 projects, that one-stop shopping source? So here in Chicago, where it's currently 12 degrees right now.
Oh, it's 18 degrees here, so.
Oh, okay. You beating us by a couple of degrees. Okay.
Do you guys are you guys having the bomb cyclone too?
You said what?
The bomb cyclone, is that coming to you? No. Okay.
No, I don't think so.
It's just so windy. There's snow everywhere. It's crazy here right now.
But we are supposed to get like 10 to 12 inches midweek this coming week though, Wednesday and Thursday. Okay. So I'm not looking forward to that. But, it is what it is. Where can we go for that one-stop shopping source on your various social media platforms so we can keep abreast and keep on supporting the real life version of Wonder Woman, Miss Sarah?
I probably Instagram. I put everything that I'm going to be doing on Instagram. I'm just Sarah CPR on Instagram. So yeah, and that's probably the best place. I would say my website, but I never update my website. So just Instagram.
Well, thank you so much, Ms. Cooper, on behalf of Scjr Educational Initiative. Obviously, Beauty and Brains organization, they'll be hitting you up shortly. Um, Janet and Jennifer Martin. HBCU, Howard University, home of the Bison's own Miss Mariah Webster, assisting with my students' questions that will be featured in time for our next HBCU Business Entrepreneur class on Monday night. So thank you so much, Miss Cooper. Keep up the great, inspiring work, and we'll talk to you soon for sure.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you so much. It was so nice talking with you today.
Nice talking with you, Janet, Jennifer, Mariah, Stanley. Thank you.
Of course.
All right, thank you.